Hello, everybody, and here we are a little bit late, but welcome to OBS Today. It's August 10th on Monday morning, and we are so happy that you are joining us. We were having some technical difficulties. We could not get on our own online Bible studies page. It was crazy. Am I right, Beth?
Yeah, but we're on now.
So we said a little prayer and just said, you know what? Just like Lisa Turkhurst has shown us, if this is the worst thing that happens today, it's still a pretty good day. So everybody, my name is Melissa Taylor. I'm the Senior Director of Online Bible Studies and First Five, and I am thrilled to be with you today. I have a little dog beside me, and there's 4 deer out front. So she may bark. She's watching them and kind of making noises. So, you know, that's what happens when you work from home. So stay tuned. And I'm joined by our amazing volunteer manager, Beth. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And just tell them about what deer mean to us.
Okay, yes. All right. Online Bible Studies and First Five, our 2 teams, we're a part of a bigger team, which is the ministry team. And other teams at Proverbs on the ministry team, our social media team, our donor team. Am I missing anybody? Is that it? And us, right?
I think that's it.
Yes. We're all, Lisa Allen is our amazing leader. She's one of our executive leaders at Proverbs. And we have a prayer trigger. And that prayer trigger is deer. And so whenever we see a deer, which around Charlotte, North Carolina, is actually more common than you might think. Whenever we see a deer, that's our little reminder to pray for the people on our team. And so in the summertime, I mean, I went on a walk this morning and saw no less than 5 along the way. Now there's about 4 out front. And so, yeah, I've just been praying for the ministry team.
What a great way to start Monday, too.
Yes, it really is. Well, okay, you guys, we do want to know where you're from. We want to know who's joining us, where you're from. But I also want you to do something else. Share an emoji that tells us what kind of mood you're in, okay? So share an emoji that tells what your mood is today. And be careful which emoji you pick. You know, we want to keep it clean around here. But if I was going to share an emoji with you today, this would be it. You know, the praise hands that go up? The praise hands would be up because I'm just so grateful today. My oldest son, I have 4 kids, and my oldest son turns 27 today. And y'all, it really was a snap of a finger when I gave birth to him. I mean, there's no way 27 years have gone by. You young moms, it flies by. And I definitely don't feel old enough to have a 27-year-old, but shout out to my sweet Blake. Happy birthday, Blake.
Happy birthday, Blake.
Yes, so that's me. I'm praise hands today. Beth, what about you?
Well, I think with everything we were trying to get online, mine is praying hands because I was praying.
Yes, praying, please. Yeah, we never got to like one of the freak out ones, you know?
No,
so that
didn't get to the freak out. Yeah. And Jessie, sweet Jessie, popped in and helped us out. So
that's right. Yes, she did. Thank you. A big shout out to Jessie because we would not be here right now talking to you if it weren't for her. Okay, so something happened last week that was really unexpected for us. Lisa Turkhurst, who, as most of you know, is the president of Proverbs 31 Ministries, and we've done many of her books, probably all of them, here at Online Bible Studies. And she was speaking at a conference. It was the Global Leadership Summit. It's a really big conference that happens every year for leaders. It's international. It's a super big deal. And so it was really an honor for her to be speaking. But what we didn't expect was at the end of her talk, she told the online Bible study story, which is a story that I'm pretty heavily involved in.
Yeah, you
and
are.
We were like, oh my goodness, like she's talking about me, and she's talking about online Bible studies. And I thought, you know what, it'd be really cool just to kind of share with you all what that story is, because online Bible studies actually came to be because of what most would consider to be failure and rejection in my life. Where I thought I was headed in ministry, it was not my choice to get out of. But if it hadn't happened, we wouldn't be here with online Bible studies. So I want to back up and just kind of tell you that, because like I shared, I'm the senior director of online Bible studies and our First Five team. But I haven't always been a director at Proverbs 31. In fact, I started out as the administrative assistant. I was on staff as administrative assistant. I was also on the speaker team for a while. In fact, that's how I got connected with Proverbs, was through speaking and teaching the Bible. And it was during that time that I was speaking that I got a call from Lisa Turkhurst, and she asked me to step down from the speaker team. She didn't say you have to step down. She said she would like for me, but it was my choice. But she really preferred for me to step down. My speaking wasn't up to par. And she offered me, she wanted to help develop me. So she wanted to get me some help to become a better speaker. And so she was very gracious, and she offered me direction and let me know that she believed in me. But all I could hear, really, even though she said, I would like for you to step down, all I could hear was, you're kicked off the speaker team. That's what I heard. You've been rejected because you have failed. You have not been as good as everybody else. Words she never used, but words I heard. Beth, can you relate to that? Do you?
Yes, because our thoughts just spiral downwards and we just focus on the negatives.
Right. Yes, we do. And all of a sudden the story that really didn't have all those details in our head has all those details, because the enemy gets a hold of us. And since he comes to kill and steal and destroy, that's what happens in our heads if we're not really staying connected to Jesus and his word and the truth. Well, shortly, I was on the speaker team first, and shortly after that, Proverbs 31 needed an administrative assistant. And so I applied for the job and I got it. The office is right down the road from me. It was a part-time position, which was great because I had 4 kids. And so it was during that time my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and it was a cancer that took her life when she was 63 years old. And so for a year, I worked part-time as an admin assistant, and most of the rest of my time was caring for my mom, which, what a blessing that I did not have a speaking schedule like I had previously had. I was able to care for my mom, and I was also trying to continue to be a part of my 4 kids' life. I had 4 little kids at home, and I was trying to keep my mouth, I can't talk today. I almost said my mouthy heritage, but what I wanted to say was my marriage healthy. Okay. So here I am failing again. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, my marriage was struggling a little bit, I think, because of all the busyness for me and my husband. And with 4 kids, it was crazy. The schedules were crazy. I had tried to stay in a Bible study, and I'd been a part of a great Bible study, some wonderful women, for many years, but I just was not able to be consistent in attending the Bible study. My kids' schedule was in the way, my work schedule was in the way, and so I had to drop out. I couldn't keep up with what we were doing. So I did drop out. But it was during all of these hard times, you guys, that I realized my faith had to be important, because I didn't feel like I had anything else to really hang on to. Definitely nothing else was giving me value or worth, because I was still feeling like a failure. My mother was dying. My kids, I was trying to take care of her, take care of the 4 of them, all of that. I was spiraling downward really fast, and knew that I needed to get a daily relationship with Jesus back as a part of my life again, and get into his word. But I didn't want to do it by myself. So I had a blog that I had been writing on, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a Bible study on my blog. And I want this Bible study to be run so that anybody can attend. It doesn't matter what your schedule is. It doesn't matter what season of life you're in. It doesn't matter where you live in the whole wide world. It doesn't matter what your culture is. It doesn't matter if you're married, divorced, single, younger, a little bit older, whatever. It doesn't matter. It can be for any woman, any time zone, and any schedule will work. And hope, because I realized with everything in my life, I just kept coming back to the word hope, and how my hope was in Jesus, and it had to stay in Jesus, because I didn't feel like I had anything else. So hope was going to be the foundation for the online Bible study that I ran on my blog. Real hope for real life for any woman. So our first study was Made to Crave by Lisa Turkers. The book had just come out. I went to Lisa and I said, hey, I want to do an online Bible study on my blog. Now, keep in mind, I'm the admin assistant for Proverbs. That's what I do for Proverbs. I'm not speaking. I'm not teaching. I'm not leading. I'm answering the phone and praying for people, because back then people used to call on the phone and email. There wasn't all the other stuff that was going on. So I was like answering emails, answering the phone, all that kind of stuff. So Lisa was like, okay, I haven't really heard of an online Bible study before, because this was back in 2000, end of 2010, beginning of 2011. She goes, but okay, yeah, I'm intrigued. Let's do it. How many people do you want to have? And I was like, I'm thinking I'll be happy if 10 show up, really, you know? But I said, I wanted to impress her, I guess. And I was like, 50. How about 50? And she goes, oh my goodness. No, Melissa, I'm going to challenge you. Let's make this really big, because this is something really cool that I've never even thought of before. Let's make this really big. I'm going to challenge you to get 100 people to sign up. And you guys, no joke, 2,500 people signed up for that Bible study. And after that first Bible study, I invited some people who I noticed in the comments section were really active. Comment section of the blog. We weren't on Facebook. We weren't on Twitter, or Instagram wasn't even around at the time. So we were not on any social media. All the community was in the blog in that first study. And there were some women that God brought that ended up being our first volunteer team, our first small group leaders, and built our volunteer team today, which Beth has a job because of those ladies. She manages our entire team of over 200 women from all over the world who work to make online Bible studies a reality. And you guys, if you fast forward, our largest study, you know, remember we went for 100, we got 2,500. Well, we've even had our largest study being 126,000. That was last year. It's not supposed to be this way. Every time God blows our mind, not even by the number so much, but by the stories that we hear from the women who are participating. And so, Beth, I know that you were one of those women one time. So just tell us briefly about your story of clicking to sign up for an online Bible study.
Well, I had never, heard of anything like that before, and had never been involved in women's ministries. Heard Lisa Turker speak. I have a whole story too, but anyway, found Proverbs 31, signed up for the devotionals. And then I saw Melissa was doing A Confident Heart by Renee Swope. So I signed up. That was my first study. I was very active on the blog. And then I ended up getting involved in becoming a small group leader. And God just opened one door after another. I prayed for community with other women, and I prayed to get closer to God. And He blew my mind. I never, ever, ever would have imagined how online Bible studies would have changed my life.
Right.
So now I know women from all over. I've gotten to meet a lot of them in real life. I have a job. We moved to Charlotte, and I have a job doing what I love.
Yes.
And so it has just changed my life. And there are so many other online Bible studies now. This really was a forerunner. And who knew that we would be in this pandemic now? And
Right.
we were set up to reach people all over,
right.
and to keep doing what we're doing. So God is just so wonderful.
It is. And so I want to use that to encourage you guys, no matter where you are in your life. I mean, one of the things that's been really important to me is, first of all, bringing the Word of God. Like any book we read, studies we do, they are all filled with God's Word. And we're going to be studying and getting into our Bibles. That's the most important thing. But it's also empowering women to use their gifts for God, because we do believe in the hope of Jesus and that He has a purpose for each of us. We've been created by our Creator. And so, wow, what can we not do? And whether there's failure, rejection, sometimes those are the doors that need to close in order for another door to open that is the one you're supposed to walk through.
Mhm.
Ephesians 3:20 has been a verse that our ministry has just seen God. Oh my goodness. It just happens over and over again. And this is what it says. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. You guys, basically, we have seen, our goal was 50. Lisa said, no, let's make it 100. We have seen God just way surpass any of our hopes or dreams or goals over and over and over again. And it's because of women like you who come to study here, who get involved in our blog community or get involved right here on Facebook and Instagram in these communities. Your comments make a difference. It's those comments that encourage others. And so it's just been really neat. And then of course our verse that the ministry, the online Bible studies we go back to over and over again, because it was a verse that was so special to me, is Jeremiah 29:11, which says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And you know, this is in the book of Jeremiah, and the Lord is talking, but we can also believe that God has plans for us too.
Oh, sure.
Because God doesn't make mistakes, and he created you. So you're not a mistake. And no matter what's happened in your life, there are plans for you. You have a hope and you have a future. And so no matter where you are today, I want you to hang on to hope, okay? Hang on to hope, because hope is it's a powerful word when our hope is in Jesus. Now, if you put your hope in your marriage, if you put your hope in your job, if you put your hope in what's happening in our world, any of that, I mean, we had an earthquake in our area of the country yesterday. Literally, I thought one of my kids, just one is left here in his early 20s. I thought that literally my bed was being shaken. Like he was shaking the bed. And I opened my eyes and nobody was there. I was like, oh my goodness. So, we don't ever know what's going to happen in the world, but we can always know that Jesus is going to be there for us. The Lord will never leave us. He will never forsake us. And you guys, we want you to come along and join us for our next online Bible study. It may be one of our most important ever, because we are joining together. It is a dynamic duo. OBS and First Five are coming together for the first time ever. Now, online Bible studies is almost 10 years old, okay? First Five is 5 years old, but we've never done any studies together. And so there are members of our staff at Proverbs who have written this study guide, and it is 40 days through the Bible. The official title is The Answers to Your Deepest Longings, 40 Days Through the Bible, and we want to invite you to sign up. We're going to give you the link right now to sign up and join us in this study. It begins September 7th. Thank you. Begins September 7th. So you have time to go ahead and order it and get your book. And so the only place you can get this book is from Proverbs 31 Ministries. It's not sold on Amazon. It's not sold anywhere else, but it is absolutely beautiful. And if you go to that link, you can get the information. To sign up for the study is free. It doesn't cost you anything, just to type in, and then you'll get information about the study that will lead you to know what to do to get ready for the study in September. So let us know if you're joining us. I hope you are. Beth, how excited are you for this 40 days through the Bible?
I am so excited. I cannot wait to get my hands on the book. It looks beautiful. I don't have my copy yet, but just seeing Jesus from the beginning to the end of the Bible, I'm just so excited. I think we're going to grow together and learn so much together. And I can't wait.
Right. Same here. All right, you guys. Well, have a great day. We got off to a rocky start, but I just have a feeling the rest of the day, it's just going to be smooth sailing, right?
Smooth sailing.
There'll be nothing unexpected that happens to us today. Don't you know that? No, let me know if that really does happen, because that'll be some more praise hands. Am I right? Okay, everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. Beth, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I wish I was with you in person.
Me too.
I know. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.